evening, everyone. It's Silver. It's actually Thursday, October 20th. Apparently, I have issues getting from the recording side to the episode posting phase of things. So, you get three episodes for the price of one. Just so you know, I've also decided that I am only going to post one episode per month, but still post mini updates on my blog every week, just to kind of give you a glimpse into what I do from week to week. This is all going to probably happen like this, probably up until April, which is basically when I'm planning on gearing up for Stash Dash full time again next year, and I intend to have a very large announcement about that when the time comes. Anyway, thank you to those that continue to come back, even with all the shenanigans going on. Thank you to those that have decided to give my podcast a try. I really do appreciate you. Trust me, I do. If there's anything that you want to talk to me about, let me know. Okay, we do have a Ravelry group going, and you can even leave a comment below anywhere you would like to. I'll answer any questions you may have. So let's start off with my favorite things. This week in Gray's box number 6, there was quite a few that we liked. I'm going to let you know that MTI and I think we have decided we're just starting to get over this. And, I mean, it's nice to have something coming to the house that's for both of us and not just for me. Don't get me wrong, but there have been a few repeats over the past few weeks that have made us go, okay, now what? I think we'll give it a week or two and then we're going to call this good. And then I'll cancel the subscription at that, I think. We'll see how it goes. Stay tuned because we may just change our minds again. We're allowed, right? Right? We're allowed? Anyway, here's what was in the box. This week we did have the honeycomb flapjack, the cheese board. We had the energizing almond, carrot, and apple. In that particular one, I tend to lean more toward the almond and he likes the carrot and apple. So together we have the whole thing. We also like it's a new one. It was called the Chia Coconut Cookie and it had a ginger tea to go with it. Oh, so good. I'm actually drinking part of it now. So if you hear me disappear for a few seconds, that's where I am. The strawberries and cream protein granola topper was also in there, as well as the booster seeds, which I'm not really a fan of. But he seems to like it a little bit more than I do. The caramel apple, that's gone. He absolutely, absolutely loves that one. The apples, I'm gonna tell you, have a little bit of a texture to them. So if you're really big on like not eating things with too much texture in them, I would definitely give that a skip. However, the last one on the list, the sweet mustard ranch pretzels, oh, my absolute favorite. I really do wish there were more. I have to find some out and about in the real world, right? So the next thing that I've kind of been obsessed with this week is the Geeky Girls Knit podcast. The both of them, it's a mother-daughter team. They're extremely hilarious, and I just can't stop watching them. I've actually been watching them quite a bit. The other thing that I've been obsessed with this week is Halloween movies. Anything and everything you can think of. Lots of movies that we haven't seen before and stuff like that, just so you know. I'll tell you a little bit more about what I've been watching later on. So, on to the knitting. For the Halloween craft all the things, the pattern I'm calling I'll Get You My Pretty. Guess what? I have a HO this week. I have a hoe, aka a half object. That and another toe. Ooh, look at that prettiness. It is the pattern Toe Up Socks with a Difference by Wendy D. Johnson out of the Witch's Brew on the House Gnome base of Gnome, from Gnome Acres. This one's still being done on the size 2 US 216-inch circulars. I just saw, oh my god, so super, super pretty. I love it. And I've actually made a decision this week. About the Downton Abbey KAL. I've decided that I only want to do one cowl for this KAL, as mostly as the colors for the other ones have been calling my name something fierce this week. I kind of gave in. I just kind of gave in and went with it. I'll explain more about that a little bit later, I promise, eventually. So, a quick announcement. there is still plenty of time to get your FO pictures in for the Silver Whip Down 2016. You'll actually get a chance to win one of four patterns worth $10 from Ravelry and these cute little stitch markers. See, folks, I finally have the picture. Aren't those super adorable? Oh, I'll have to get you the Etsy link for the podcast notes. That way you know who to thank for all of that. So, the first thing that I have been working on, I am calling it Kelly Lives Downstairs. It is simply the pattern upstairs, downstairs. It's the Cowl in Three Sizes by Paula Amonsfiesel. I think that's how you pronounce your last name, and I am so sorry, Paula, if I am pronouncing your last name wrong. Somebody correct me, please. Using the My Kelly colorway of Yaza by Miss Babs. Oh, and you see that little stitch marker that's there? If that doesn't give you a clue as to who this is for, I'm not going to say another word. I'm using size US 7 29-inch Susan Bates needles. Oh, they are super amazing. And you notice the bag. Anywho, the next thing that I have been working on is I'm calling Simply Aware. It's another new one this week. Sorry about the blurry pattern there, or the blurry picture. My hand was a little shaky earlier. Don't ask. Anyway, this is actually possibly a giveaway for this month, depending on how quickly I finish it, and if anyone expresses interest in it, I am more than willing to give it away with the stitch markers as a prize this month. So, heads up. The pattern itself is called the Lala Simple Shawl. It's actually by Lala. She's from the Knit Girls podcast. Super funny, those girls, let me tell you. Using Premier cotton yarn, so if you're allergic to cotton, you may want to give it a skip, but this is super soft. The two colors I'm using are both baby pink and the bright peach, which is very, very much at the top there. I very much love this pattern. I started this Sunday and I've gotten this far. This is a size US 2, size 20 as a 29-inch Susan Bates needles. Super adorbs. I love it and I cannot wait to get back to it. But as you see, I have lots more on my needles that I need to get to first. Sorry. The next thing that I have on my needles, I'm calling Judy's Lost in Purple. As you can see with a stitch marker, I did stitch marker, the progress keeper. I have done quite a bit this time around. This pattern is the Toe Up Socks with a Difference by Wendy D. Johnson out of the Tate colorway of the Baracco sock. Also on a size US 2 16-inch circular needles. Absolutely love this pattern. I have, I'd say about 2 or 3 more inches before I even start thinking about putting in the heel. Yeah, I absolutely love being able to use this much of the yarn. Absolutely love it. The fourth thing that I'm going to talk about this week that I've been working on is the Fiery New England. It's actually a blanket. I'm making the blanket size of it. It's the Autumn in New England by Susan Stomberg out of the Cardinal Red by Red Heart Comfort Sport and the White by Alliance brand. Absolutely love these two colors and how they're working up. You can see from the picture I managed to get a little bit further back so you can see how long this thing is already. Last I measured it was 20 inches deep and God, going on 60 inches wide. So I did a fair amount of work this week. Even one rotation of the pattern gets you a lot. I'm using a size US 6 Platina Cubics 40-inch circs. I absolutely love these needles. I love them. They're square, so you wouldn't think that they would work out really well, but they're pointy enough, so it's perfect for the little lace embellishments there. Let's see. The fifth thing that I've been working on this week, I am calling Hitching a Ride on the Gray Train. As you can see by the little stitch marker there, I think I've put in 6 or 7 rotations of the pattern since the last time we talked. I got a lot of work done on it. The pattern is called Hitchhiker by Martina Bem out of the Patons Croix Gray Marl colorway. And as you can see, yes, it's gotten quite big, and the rows are longer and longer. So I'll be making less and less progress, but I still love the pattern. This one's also being done on a size US 6 Platina Cubics 40-inch circulars. And so for the last thing that's on my needles right now, I'm calling it Bringing the Boom. It's the Copper Boom by Ashley Hoggard, the Red Heart Super Saver Peruvian print. It's being done on a size US 8 20-inch circulars. You can see the colors have come into play a little bit more since the last time we spoke. Look at those colors. It's absolutely amazing. And believe it or not, that's about an hour, maybe an hour and a half of work. I was kind of flitting between projects this week, as you can kind of see. I think I spent an average of 20 minutes to 2 hours at the most on each project this week. So yeah, there's that. So I have, like I mentioned before, I do have a couple of things that I want to do in the somewhat immediate future. I'm planning on another upstairs downstairs cowl out of an awesome yellow color. Oh, absolutely gorgeous, and it's calling my name something fierce. Like, I've also been plotting and planning for a lot of my 2017 knits. It's kind of something I do around this time of year to kind of figure out, okay, what can I finish by the end of 2016, and what can I possibly hope to accomplish for next year, tying into the whole stash dash for next year, kind of figuring out, okay, how far do I need to go with that, etc. Been plotting and planning. I want to finish a lot of socks next year. We'll see how well this goes, but there it is. Now that I've talked about it, it will happen, right? That's how it works? Maybe. All right, let me take a quick drink. Oh my god, this tea is so good. Okay, anyway, on to enabling. This week, I have to admit, I fell down the rabbit hole pretty fierce this week, but that's fine. The first thing, I managed to catch a Lollipop yarn update. I ended up getting the Saturday morning on the beefcake base. Holy bananas, I love this color. I seem to have problems when it comes to the updates of, getting the yarn that I want, yes, but maybe the second or third one that I look at, mostly because I probably pick the popular ones, like the holiday themed ones, but I love this blue. I think I have a recipient in mind for it already. I won't say who, but I think you'll like it. I think they'll like it. The second thing is that I got a shipment from the Simply Sock Yarn Company. Or sorry, not Simply Sock. Oi, oi with the poodles already. Ha! Hey, it goes with the theme. Yes, it was. Sorry, I'm giving you the wrong name. The company is Addicted to Sock Knitting. It's the creators of the e-zine of the same name. We received this week this inner yarn zen superwash fingering in the old Muddy River Bridge knitathon colorway. If you hadn't figured out, it's a Gilmore Girls themed bag that I got to. Oh, absolutely Gilmore Girls up the yin yang. Okay, I really like them. Anyway, this was part of a Gilmore Girls binge watching kit by them. It they have a pattern that was with it, as well as two wonderful stitch markers. Look at that! You can't see it because it's a little blurry, but that's a Lorelai and a Rory. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Comes with an awesome bag as well. Like, look at that prettiness. Oh, and also the skein of yarn. I absolutely love how all this was kitted up. Thank you so much for putting that on Instagram and making me be enabled, because I absolutely loved this. I really, really, really wanted to start this one right away, but my needles are all occupied at this time. Hence why I didn't start the Saturday morning either. But yeah, I think I'll end up fixing that soonish, because yeah, It's awesome. The other thing that came in the mail this week was a few skeins of Trekking XXL. The first one was the 473 colorway. Obviously, look how beautiful that is. And I also wanted something that's kind of a tan or tweedy. This is number 201. They are absolutely gorgeous. They're meant for slacks, with a super pattern, like a super patterning kind of pattern. I haven't quite decided which one's going to be with which yet, but you will be the first one to know once I finally finally recognize what I want to do with that. So, what you watching, Silver? Well, a lot more of Doctor Who. I'm up to the first episode of The Last Doctor. I am not too sure about him yet. I kind of feel like there's something so wrong about having a Scottish speaking doctor on a British TV show, but I think this doctor may eventually grow on me like the others have. It does. It sometimes takes a while, and it's not like I don't have a few seasons to get used to him, right? Anyway, I've also obviously going around with the kit from the Gilmore Girls. I've been watching them a lot. Quick few episodes here and there. I finally did get up to the fifth season now. I also got a chance to watch the reunion YouTube video again this week. Oh, absolutely bawled my eyes out. I finally found the full tribute that they played during it, so I felt like this was a win. I miss Ed, and I think everyone on the show does, right? Come on, comment below if you do too. He's pretty amazing. He had a lot of nice one-liners, and the past couple episodes are where they're kind of going through their rocky period, and there's still a lot of like zingers between the two of them, even though they're not technically a couple, but they're separated by a pool house. They're separated by a pool. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Sorry if I gave anything away. I've also been watching a lot more, like I mentioned before, the Geeky Girls Knit podcast. I am binge watching their past episodes still. I had to take a break to pretty much watch to where they were watching all the current, Doctor Who episodes, and they were giving a lot of spoilers away in episode 20, and I couldn't deal with getting that foreknowledge. So I wanted to experience it for myself. So I decided to watch up until the last Doctor before going back and watching them. Yeah, I've been watching them quite a bit actually over the past couple days. I finished a total of like 12 episodes or so. Anyway, I've also been watching a lot of other podcasts as well. There are so many that I watch. I don't want to be unfair to the rest of them. But yeah, there's that. I've also been watching a lot of movies, specifically MTI and I have decided we really like Ghostbusters, the new one with Melissa McCarthy. He has never watched the original Ghostbusters, so that might be the next movie I convince him to watch with me. I think he has tomorrow night off. Hmm, there's an idea. So, what you reading, Silver? Let's see. Well, this week I did finish Hot Six, which was the next book in the Numbers series, the Stephanie Plum books. Absolutely love it. Um, there was a question that was asked at the end of that book. Yeah, I'm not gonna give that away. I recommend reading them. The next book that I'm reading in the series is called Seven Up. Oh, unbelievable. I love that title. It grabs your attention, right? Don't know what the rest of the book's going to be about, but you like the title, right? Anyway, I've been also still listening to 12 Days of Christmas by Demi Makehomer. I've also been listening to the BBC version of Jane Austen's books. I'm still in love with this book and mostly just listen to this one while waking up a bit on the weekends. So I'm gonna be at this one for a while, but I'm okay with that because it's nice to sit there and enjoy the language of her books. If you don't, you're just kind of skipping over all of it. Let's see. I have finished and am in the middle of reading a bunch of like romance novels, the free books on Kindle. I have to tell you, some of them aren't edited very well, so I kind of came up on them. So I'm not going to list them all here, just to kind of be fair to the authors, number one, and also there are too many to count. It's been one of those weeks where I haven't been feeling too great, personal reasons and all that good stuff. So I've been doing a lot of reading to kind of escape from all that, but you don't want to be bored with all that. So, everyone, I am pretty social. You can find me on our Ravelry board, which is Silver's Dreamland Podcast. I'm also 20. Wow. I am Silver Luna 2112 there as well. On Facebook, Silver's Dreamland can be found at www.facebook.com/Silver's Dreamland. On Instagram, I am both Silver's Treats and Silver's Dreamland. Be aware, recently I have found that I am responding more to Silver's Treats than to Silver Streamland. So if you want to reach me, the first one's probably better. On Twitter, I am at Silver's Knitting. I do tend to read through all messages as soon as I possibly can. If you don't hear from me within 24 hours, please feel free to email me directly at silversdreamland@gmail.com. As I said last week, it is probably your easiest way to get in touch with me. I also will respond to IMs via on Ravelry as well. So I'm hoping that you liked the journey this week. If you have any comments, questions, or anything like that, please feel free to get in contact with me. I will be more than willing to answer any questions. In fact, I may put in any questions thread on the Revelry board now that I'm thinking of it. Ooh, something to look forward to, right? Anyway, I'll see you back here on November 2nd for episode 15. See you then. Happy crafting. Have a great couple weeks. Oh, and since I won't see you, have a happy Halloween to all those that celebrate. I will see you later.